Nursing is a very popular professional job. Is it overrated? I don't think so. In fact, there's never been a time in the medical space where there is a surplus amount of nurses to work with or to deal with in the healthcare system. There's always demand for nurses, day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out. But is nursing the only professional course, in the medical space that pays high or has a lot of prospects? Your guess is as good as mine. The answer is no. In today's video, we'll talk about some other medical professional courses that pay as high as nurses and also has high job prospects, moving forward. Okay? So let's get straight into the video. Hello, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Shinaza and I'm so excited to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming here, always stopping by, and always having a look at what's going on here. And if you're joining me for the first time, thank you so much. In this channel, we talk about the woman, lifestyle, trending topics, okay? Things that are generally of benefit to us. So if you're someone who is interested in this kind of topics that I just mentioned, then you just might want to stick around so that we can always have a nice time together here. Okay? Now, without further much ado, let's get straight into the video. First of all, in the UK, most allied courses are paid, under the agenda for change. Okay, so which means that as a newly qualified professional, either as a nurse or a dietitian or a radiographer or a physiotherapist, you're going to be paid from a band of five. And then from a band of five, you can progress to band five, sorry, from band five to band six to band seven to band eight, from band eight to like I think 8A to 8C. Okay. So there's always prospect for you to grow in your field in the medical space. There's always prospect for you to go from one band to a higher band to a higher band, depending on how experienced you've become or how long you've been in a particular area or in a particular band. Okay. Now, for most qualified professionals, they get paid on a band of five. You start from band five. So this is what I mean. If you nearly got qualified as a physiotherapist, you're gonna be paid on a band of five. That is, you're gonna be paid from band five. That is how you're gonna start your job from in band five, and that is just the way it applies to all other professional, allied professional, professions in the medical space in the UK. Okay, now apart from nursing, there are other allied professions that pay as high as nursing that also has high prospects as nursing and also has opportunities for you to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. So let's talk about them now. Number one is radiography. Hello to all the radiographers in the house. I have a couple of radiographer friends, and trust me, they say lovely things about this profession. They love it. They are thrilled by it. They always say nice things about radiography, right? And with the advancement in medical technology and stuff like that in science, radiography is becoming more and more interesting to as a profession to work in. There's a lot of machines to work with and play around and know how they work on a daily basis. Like it's just intriguing, it's just interesting. So a lot of radiographers can understand what I mean. Okay, so as a newly qualified radiographer under the agenda for change, your starting salary will be on the baseline of a band five. Your starting salary, annual salary, is between the range of £27,000 to £32,000 annually, which is the same as the starting salary of a newly qualified nurse in band five. Okay, so if radiography is a course that you like or something that you're thinking about to do or something like that, you don't want to do nursing and you're also thinking like, what other professional course do I do in the medical field? Radiography is beautiful for you to do. It's always in demand. There's always demand for radiographers. You can have a look online. Okay, there's never going to be a time where there will be no demand for radiographers. So it's a wonderful course. It's a wonderful profession to do or to be a part of or to choose as a career. Okay, now the next allied profession in the medical world or in the healthcare system is dietetics. Yes, you heard that right. Just like I said too, as a starter, as a newly qualified dietitian, you're going to be paid under the agenda for change. And your starting salary as a dietitian also starts from within the ranges of £27,000 to £32,000 as a newly qualified dietitian. Now, you can also grow to your band 6, to band 7, to band 8 as a specialist dietitian, okay? But the minimum amount that you start with as a newly qualified dietitian in band 5 is £27,000 to £32,000. I think that's pretty amazing. So let's talk about the third one. Now, the third one is physiotherapy. Physiotherapy is also a very wonderful profession. There's always demand for physiotherapy. There is always job for physiotherapists in different parts of the healthcare sectors. Okay. Now, just like I also mentioned, the starting salary of a newly qualified physiotherapist falls within the ranges of like £27,000 to £30,000 annually. And there's also opportunity for growth to band 5, sorry, to band 6, to band 7, to band 8, to 8C. Okay, there's always prospect for growth in this job. And obviously, the higher you go, the more money you earn. That's pretty much it. Okay, now the next profession in the medical world or in the medical space that pays pretty much well, as a starter in band 5 is medical lab science or biomedical lab scientists. Okay, this is a very obviously it's just very it's a very important profession. There's always demand for medical lab scientists all the time, like all the time. Like I don't think the medical world can do without medical lab scientists. I mean, they're the ones that do all the tests and gives all the results. And you know how important and how very important these things are. Okay, so there's always demand for medical lab scientists. So if you're a medical lab scientist, or if it's a course that you're studying, or it's a course that you're like contemplating, should I do it or should I not do it? I just want to tell you that you can go right into it. You can like dive straight into it. It's very creative. It's very high in demand. There will always be job for you when you graduate and become a qualified, a registered medical lab scientist. So it's a very wonderful career to go for in the medical space or as a medical profession. Okay. Now let's talk about the salary of a newly qualified medical lab scientist under the agenda for change in band 5. All right. Now, the starting salary of a medical lab scientist it ranges. It ranges obviously. It depends whether you're working for the NHS or whether you're working in the private sector. But it still falls within the ranges of 25 to 27,000 pounds, even to 32,000 pounds, depending on your experience. But that's just the ranges that it falls in. So you see, it's quite a good one if you ask me, as a starter in band 5, which you can also grow to band 6, band 7, and stuff like that, just like in every other professions that I had already previously mentioned. Okay, that's a good one, isn't it? And it's also important to note that most of these jobs, the amount you get paid for most of this job also depends on the area that you are. Okay, most times if you're living in areas like in London, obviously it's going to be quite higher than if you're living in other areas that is far away from London. So if location is also very important in the amount of money that you're taking home. Okay, now let's talk about the last one. It's the last, but it's not the least. Trust me, it's not under the agenda for change. It's a profession that is on the same level as medicine. Yes, here in the UK. Okay, so they're not under the agenda for change. They get paid, as high as medical doctors get paid, and you can't believe what it is. It is dentistry, or let me say dentist. All right. I know you'll be wondering, dentist. Yes, I never knew dentist was I knew it was a very popular, I think it was a very beautiful profession, medical profession, but I didn't know it was that big until I came to the UK. Yes, dentists are very rich guys. Like, it's a very wonderful profession. It's very lucrative in terms of the money that is involved that you earn as a dentist. Dentistry is a very respected profession here in the UK and most other countries. Trust me. Yes. So if you're doing dentistry, trust me, you're doing a wonderful course. It's a very wonderful course. Like, obviously, there's always demand for dentists. Every blessed day, like every blessed day. I remember having a tooth problem late last year, and trust me, you don't want to know how much the dentist charged me. Like, they were so booked, in the like there was no space. Like, that is how in demand these guys are. I had to go private. And trust me, the amount that I was charged, like what? Like it was too much. Okay. So and they don't even have this, they don't even have like, they always have clients. There's always people like dentists, goodness, they are a very, very, like, it's a very, very beautiful and wonderful health professional course here in the UK. So if it is something that you're interested in, or it's a field that you're already in, I just want you to know that it's a beautiful one. You're always going to get a job by the time that you're ready. Okay? In my next video, I'm going to talk about some other professional courses in the medical space that you had no idea, or probably you didn't even know that they were in high demand and they paid good amount of money too, moving forward. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this one that I talked about today. If you did, kindly like, comment, and share, okay? And then I just want you to comment, just say something in the comment section. Let me know. Let me just know. Let me just just say something, okay? Thank you so much for staying with me till this very particular point. I really, really appreciate it. Until my next video, thank you so much, and be good and be safe out there. Bye. Bye.